What's going on, YouTubers? This is Chow coming at you from a Let's Play ARK Survival Evolved. My current setup consists of an i7 5820K and two MSI GTX 974Gs, gaming editions or whatever. This is the standard edition, currently in SLI, although this game does not yet support SLI. As you can see here, I'm running at 82 FPS on average, dropping down to 50, 55, etc., etc. It's raining right now. I have very minimal background processes running, and it's going along smoothly. Nothing to see here. Around 50, let's just say it's at like 55 FPS. Sometimes I can get, on a good day, depending on my computer's mood, around 60 to 80 FPS. And that's, like I said, that's running on two MSI GTX 970s. Now I'm about to upgrade to a single MSI GTX 980 Ti 6G, and let's just see how that performance pans out. What is going on, YouTubers? This is Chow coming back at you with the Let's Play ARK Survival Evolved, and I have just installed the MSI GTX 980 Ti 6G. And as you can see from the FPS counter that's in-game, I don't know if you can see the NVIDIA Shadowplay FPS counter, I am getting 129 FPS. That is a big boost from what was going on before. Now I'm dropping to approximately 80 to 90 FPS. I don't know if it makes a difference, but in the previous clip it was raining, so I guess I don't know if rain makes any performance impact at all. I guess it could, since it is more to render. But as you can see here, going above 60 FPS, everything's going smoothly, very, very smoothly. Just about hitting 90 FPS there in the in-game FPS counter. Shadowplay is just now reporting 95 FPS, looking at this beautiful scenery here. Let's take a look at the ocean. Ocean is reporting at 90 plus FPS, which is a big improvement than before. Before it was roughly 50 to 60 FPS, maxing out around 70 FPS. And as I've mentioned, I don't know if if it does matter or not. It was raining before. Now it's a clear, crystal, sunny day out here on the ARK. Scenery is just about great. I'm going to switch it over to Epic. Since I'm running on custom high settings right now, I'm going to switch it over to Epic and see if that matters. Alrighty, on the Epic settings, I'm getting around 60 to 66, 65 FPS. I can tell you right off the bat, this is a huge improvement than what it was before. In my spare time, I used to dive into the Epic settings, and it, I would hit around 50 FPS max on the two MSI GTX 970s that I had. Now, keep in mind that the game, at the time of recording, the game does not support SLI. So, the developers mentioned that once DirectX 12 was released, they would implement the SLI support, but like I said, at the time of recording, no SLI support. Currently running on Epic settings. This is pretty good. Epic settings at 1080p. I don't have a 4K gaming monitor, so I don't bother with any resolution higher than 1080p. I believe there is the dynamic resolution, but I don't bother with that. Like I said, we have a Pteranodon here, level 20. Oh, just keep in mind, I am playing on my local dedicated server. As you can see here, BC Phoenix US East. This is a 5 times experience server with custom rules, such as taming is 20x, health recovery is 7x, etc., etc. I actually give an entire, I guess, settings overview whenever you log on in the daily message. I try to keep this server on 24/7, but just recently I upgraded my RAM to from 16 gigabytes of DDR4 all the way up to 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM, courtesy of my girlfriend, my love, my one and only. And I did that to, I guess, be able to help me in the running of the server, because before I was running 16 gigabytes, and just the server app alone was taking up already 4 gigs of RAM, and that was reported to me through Task Manager in Windows 10. And running the game itself alongside of the dedicated server would take up another 4 gigs. So that's already a 50%. But with the 32 gigs of RAM installed, that's just about 8% that I'm using right now. Sometimes I touch 30%. And that's because I do have a lot of background apps running, like Rain Meter, MSI Live Update, just in case if anything runs through. So other small apps like that. This here is my guest house. Let's head on over to my main house. This here is my main house, and as you may have noticed, it's very, very similar to the other house that I had on the US East TCOM server. I'm just missing a little garage or landing pad for my flyers over here. But overall, I do follow a very simple layout. I've seen other players' houses before, and they're some of them are very extravagant and exotic. There's a fort that I've seen recently with auto turrets and huge guard towers and huge walls, but I just like to keep it simple. I have 4 stories here and roof access. I do like to paint my doors to be a custom color scheme. This is my small ground dinosaurs garage here. So nothing too complicated. In here, I have a little cooking pot for making dyes. My smithy over here. 2 mortar pistols for one is for cementing paste, the other one's for narcotics. And this one right here is my refining forge. So it's a very familiar layout that I've grown accustomed to making. Just a 3x3 and work my way up. So this server, although it's 5x everything, 5 times everything, it's actually quite challenging. As you can see here, this is my level 96 Stego. Well, yes, it's a level 96, but also at the same time, everything else on the island is that much more difficult. I inadvertently made it more difficult. Dinosaurs spawn a lot more often, and if you go up any further around the mountain areas, you'll end up seeing level 40, level 80 carnivores, and they will rip you to shreds really, really fast. These are my current stats here. At the moment, I have food, water, and stamina on infinite, so I don't bother touching those. But my melee damage right here, you can see movement speed, health. So I guess if you want to join my server, just focus on health, melee damage, movement speed, and weight. I have weight here at 240, so because you pick up rock, and it's already 5. That's 5 units right there, and that takes up a lot of space in your inventory. Also, the decomposition time is increased to the max default, the max value. So if you want to tame something or make tranquilizer arrows, it's that much harder because you have to wait for the meat to spoil. It takes about, I guess, 1.5 hours for regular meat to spoil, and 20 minutes for prime meat to spoil. And you know that may sound good and all, but you don't really need regular meat anymore. You don't need cooked meat anymore because your food and water doesn't deplete on this server, on my custom server here. So you end up just kind of divvying all the raw meat into single units in your inventory, and waiting for that to spoil, and that can take some time. I guess what you can do is just kind of divvy them up to individual units, and then just kind of wait there to chill, log off, come back in about 2 hours, and they'll spoil. But it takes some time. Looking at the water here, I'm getting about 67 FPS. So everything's pretty smooth, looks very beautiful. Another beautiful sunny day on the ARK. Nothing new here. And also, it's 10:18 here, and my time, I set it so that the time is very, very slow. Uh, Nighttime, if it does hit at all, is accelerated through, just moves right through. So it's primarily daytime here, and time moves really, really slow. So that's a big plus. I've played on multiple servers before, and nighttime on the ARK is kind of no fun. And although this is a PvPvE server, so you know player versus environment, I do want to enforce that people do be nice to each other, and it's mostly against the environment. Alright, well that's all for this video. If you like what you saw here, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Let me know in the comment box what you want to see more on the Let's Play portion of my channel, or in Ark Survival Evolved in general. And yeah, see you on the next video.